Live. We are now live. Wow, that was fast. The May 1st, 2015. Small Business Accounting Advisors. Happy May Day, everyone.
Well, that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
This is the day to dance around the maypole.
That's right.
Spring has finally come to the East Coast. Winter did not want to give up on us this year. It just kept coming back and coming back.
Yeah. I was glad to get rid of April.
Me too.
Yeah, tax time.
It just wasn't that. It was just so much going on, so much drama for me. I only have 2 more months of school left for my son, and then I'll be one down.
Nice. Nice.
I need that.
So are you?
Go ahead.
Wanted to ask Rhonda. So you homeschooling your son?
I have one homeschooled, and one goes to regular high school.
Okay.
And the regular high school one, there's just so much drama with the school that I just can't handle it anymore. I'm over it. I've been the golf team mom for 4 years now, and I'm retiring from it, and I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Misha, can you talk to us?
Are you back, Misha?
I can.
Just want me to say hi.
All right.
You?
Hi.
How you been?
I'm alive.
Woo-hoo. We're happy to hear that.
I made it through tax season, and I didn't go to bed.
Nice. Nice.
Nobody died.
Yeah.
My hands.
Someone once told me that there are no accounting emergencies.
I know. There aren't.
Nobody is going to die. I know. See, Sarah, I am the same way. To me, it's an emergency if I don't get the stuff done when I'm supposed to get it done.
Exactly.
But no one is going to die over it. What we're doing is missing deadlines. We don't want to do that. There are terrible consequences to missing deadlines.
Right.
No one is going to die over it.
It's true.
So there are no accounting emergencies. And I have actually gone to clients and told them that too. And they look at me and then they say, yeah, you're right.
Now, an emergency would be, you know, there's tubes coming out of many holes and you can't talk, breathe, or anything. That's an emergency.
Right, exactly.
The fact that your register didn't balance, or your reconciliation didn't balance, or it's off by a penny.
And just the IRS isn't going to answer you anyways.
Exactly.
How much of an emergency can it be then, for real? Right?
Exactly.
Well, Linda, let's start with your subject today. We're going to talk about, you discovered that you can do payroll manually in QuickBooks Desktop.
Yes. And there is a very good article online written by Bill Murphy and published on his Intuitive Accountant website. So if you go search his archives or something, you'll find it. Not only that, if you basically what you want to do is go to Help and then search for calculating payroll taxes manually, and then you get a whole bunch of windows, a whole bunch of menu items, and you want to choose the one that says calculating payroll manually without paying QuickBooks for a subscription. And it walks you through the whole thing. And you set it up. But you get it all set up, and if you go to the Employee Center, for those of us who are used to doing it, there are 3 file folder tabs in the for the left-hand column of the Employee Center. One shows all the employee names, one shows all the transactions, and there's a third one that shows the Payroll Center. Well, that never comes up. And so that's where you usually would go to write your paychecks and pay liabilities. So what you have to do is go back up to the menu that is horizontally along the top. File, edit, view, and then you go probably about 2/3 of the way over and it says employees. If you go to employees there, then you get those choices that would be on the payroll center tab. And you can do it. And you have to fill it all in though. It doesn't fill anything.
And you have to manually figure those taxes out.
You do, yes.
You need one of those circular E's to have either that chart on it or do it by a percentage.
You're right. You have to sit there and calculate it. Now, if the people that you pay them the same amount every single paycheck, you can just print out one of their paychecks, and then you've got, but I tried to see if I could memorize a paycheck. You cannot memorize a paycheck. And I think that's because of the way it all links, because it links over then to payroll liabilities. And I showed him how to do the payroll liabilities there. And he's done a bunch of these already with regular checks. So I told him, you're now going to have to go in and replace those checks with a payroll check or a payroll liability check. And then you're going to have to re-reconcile, because we got done with January and February, so we reconciled the wrong checks. So
Right.
But it really works quite well for somebody that just has, if they're just the owner, say, and they're paying themselves a reasonable salary, they can do it for themselves. And all the payroll reports then do work. The payroll summary report works. All of that works. You just have to be the kind of person that pays close attention to when payroll taxes are due, so you make sure you pay them on time, because you get no reminders at all for any of that. And if you make any mistake, of course, you pay the price for the mistakes you make.
Absolutely. You have to do payroll the way you used to do it 10 years ago.
I guess. I don't do payroll. I'm like Yvette. I refer out to third
Parties.
Outside payroll services.
Right.
So.
Hi, James. Ola.
Hola.
Hola.
Hi, James.
Hi.
We had Dwayne here, and he left. He must be having technical difficulties.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't see him anymore.
Yeah,
People
we're out.
popping in and popping out. I wish Google would fix itself.
I'm sorry, did I laugh out loud?
It still seems like Beta's
Well,
talking.
I see Sarah's laughing quietly.
2 years it's been in beta, Dennis. It's about time.
About 3 years it's been beta testing this thing, and it still keeps changing.
And quirky.
Yeah.
One day it does something, the next day it doesn't.
Well, I've had the best luck running this thing on a Chromebook.
It's back.
Goodness. We got Dwayne back. Oh, and
There he is. We even have him in real life here. Looking good today, Dwayne.
and Rhonda. Can you unmute? Are you at a place where you can talk to us?
I think she had something she had to take care of.
Oh, okay. So we'll hold off on the Xero QBO.
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
there she is.
I had a quick call.
Sorry.
It's okay. No. I heard you, and I'm like, hold on. And then I realized I muted. Anyways, okay. So my Xero question, Dennis, I'm on QBO still. I'm just questioning, like, what would make me want to go to Xero? Is there a specific reason? Being a contractor, I was wondering if there's any better reporting for.
I don't know much. I know they've got a lot more software, I think, than QBO. The thing about QBO that I find frustrating is that it just seems to have all these little quirks that with Xero, my experience with Xero has been a little more stable in terms of, well, it's just QBO. It just seems like every time there's just something that is a little quirky about it, and I think.
Now, I take it they're a smaller company than.
Yeah, well, the problem with Intuit is that they're trying to do two things that are mutually exclusive, and that's to, I think what they're trying to do is migrate people from the desktop to online because it's more profitable for them. At the same time, not to destroy their desktop market. We're trying to manage it more rather than just let it free fall.
And just to confirm, Xero is online.
Xero is strictly online, so my thinking is it's a lot more focused than QBO. QBO has to, you got to keep things in, they've got the issues of trying to keep their desktop, not, if they convert from desktop to make sure that things get, converted correct, so they have all these other issues that Xero doesn't necessarily have.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think, Yvette? You've used Xero a little bit.
So far I really like Xero. It's just, I don't know if it's just because it's new, but to me it's clearer. Like I was telling Dennis earlier that one of the things, I think Sarah Laidlaw or Gina, one of you, made a comment about that, Xero's kind of like after the fact accounting, but what I like about it, Xero, the client in Xero cannot make journal entries. They can't make, certain entries like how we can make them. So it's everything that comes through the bank, basically. Because a lot of times I spend hours trying to clean up stuff that the client just goes in there and, like, they'll put $1,000 they paid on a credit card. Actually, it was their personal credit card. And they make it sound like, they tell me, oh, well, that was a payment that I paid for a new computer or something like that.
Right.
So, it avoids those issues.
Now, on their invoicing, is it, you know why I asked this, but our invoicing is very detailed. How, does anybody know how their invoicing is?
Can you customize the invoice to include those long disclaimers? Can you what do your line items look like? You have a couple pages of line items.
Yeah.
Dennis, have you worked with the invoicing yet?
I basically use Workflow Max to do my invoicing. Out of, what I do is I do my time tracking in Workflow Max, which integrates with Xero, and then I send it to, I create the invoice in Workflow Max, and then it gets synced to Xero, and then I can, the thing I like about it is I can send it out, and there's a link on the invoice to, like, they can pay it online at PayPal, so I don't have to pay for a merchant service account. I can just use, like, PayPal. I think there's a couple other things you can use that integrates with.
I think it's PayPal, Square, and I'm not sure who else it integrates with.
Xero owns Workflow Max. Workflow Max used to be a separate company, but Xero bought them a couple of years ago, and they're trying to make it look more like Xero. I think they call it Xero Practice Manager for accountants, but I still.
Can the regular users use Workflow Max? Because one pardon?
That's what I bought. I bought the regular. It looks like it's the original Workflow Max, and so one thing I like about the original Workflow Max is that you've got a timer, whereas I think in the Xero Practice Manager they temporarily suspended that, and so that's why I didn't convert to the Xero Practice Manager, because I liked having the timer in Workflow Max where I could set up, discrete tasks and time those tasks as part of a job. Like, for example,
in this instance, she would use it for the job costing. Would she
I think you can
use the workflow? Would that be a solution for her?
I would take a look at Workflow Max as doing the job costing and see if you can use that and then have it integrate with Xero rather than trying to do it in Xero alone.
Do you get reports from Workflow Max regarding the job costing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I use it more for time tracking. I don't really. Well, what I do is I'll set up like clients, and, like, say for example someone's particular tax return, and then I'll have particular steps like the data entry, and then I'll have the amount of time I spend reviewing it. Then I'll have the time for maybe making phone calls to the IRS and that kind of thing. So I can.
But for Rhonda's application, she's going to have employees that do this. Can she do the job costing in Xero? Is there a job costing?
I don't think so.
Not per se, so
I'm
she
not-
would have to use an outside package like
Yeah, that's what
Workflow
I mean, that's kind of the way QBO is going too. Is that rather
No,
than
I do understand that. You do get at least locations in QBO, but I'm talking specific to what Rhonda's looking for in the construction industry.
I would say look at the Workflow Max website and see, because they have all these videos, and see if it would, I'm not sure if it would work for, contractor job costing. So I honestly don't know.
Extra for the Workflow Max? Do you pay extra for it?
Yeah, like I'm paying about, I think it's like $15 a month. I mean, you're looking at 15 to 20 bucks a month.
So you've got the $30 for Xero, and then you have another 15 on top of it.
Yeah, I'd figure 15 to 20.
So you're talking $50 a month to be able to use both applications, the Xero and the Workflow Max.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a good guesstimate.
Okay. Okay.
But like I say, I would take a look at do a Google search on Workflow Max and see.
Yeah, I'm on there now.
Yeah, because I'm not. I know they've got job costing. Whether or not it would work for contractor job costing, I'm not sure. I think it's basically been designed primarily for like accounting firms and
That kind of thing,
that
right?
kind of stuff where they've got. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, would T-Sheets, I know T-Sheets integrates with Xero. Would they be able to bring the job costing into QuickBooks?
Integrates?
Into Xero? Pardon?
I didn't know that T-Sheets integrates with Xero.
I thought they did. I thought I saw that they did. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would go to Xero, and they've got all these apps, and you can just do searches on it if you're interested in Xero. But I think that Xero seems to be the only thing that it just seems like they're a lot more focused on QBO, and QBO is kind of forced to play catch up with some of the Xero features.
I agree with you, Dennis, but I don't think that they're quite exactly there just yet.
Probably not. I mean, they're
especially for somebody who's a construction company that needs
I'd say probably right now,
extra features.
probably the best for a construction company is probably QuickBooks Desktop, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because they have the contractor, well, they used to have, I know, the contractor's edition.
Right. And Rhonda, you were there, weren't you? You were on the desktop.
He's muted.
That's what I'm using for us, is the desktop for contractors for 2015.
And you like that, Sarah?
I do, and that's partly why I was reaching out to Rhonda to see why she went to QBO. It just seems a little bit limited to me, I guess, in what we're doing. So.
Are you doing the job costing?
Doing job costing, I don't use all the features in there because of the way that we're a fixed bid. We're not, T&M, that style, but just slowly integrating certain pieces to it. It's kind of hard sometimes.
The reason I moved over to QBO was because I needed assistance with data entry. Like my happens to be my mom who does our daily entry of checks and transactions and reconciling the bank account. And I got off of a server and didn't need the server anymore. And then if I use QuickBooks on a desktop, she can't enter anything unless she's here. So what we did was when we went to QuickBooks Online, now she can enter at her own home. We use Dropbox for receipts and things like that, and then she enters everything.
Interesting.
And that way, yeah, I'm not the only one who has to have access to the account. So she does everything on her. We're in there simultaneously. I could be doing invoicing and she could be entering receipts, or I could be receiving a check and she's reconciling bank. So, anyway.
Well, one option could now be for you, Rhonda, to go back to the desktop and use Qbox to share with your mom.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of used to QBO. Like, you know, I don't have any desktop software. That's the other thing is I literally have none. Everything I use is cloud. It's all cloud-based, everything.
Wow.
That's the route I'm going into.
I don't want to go backwards. I'm so used to. I mean, I'm a paperless office. I have nothing.
I could almost run my practice on this Chromebook because the only thing I really use desktop is like Microsoft Office. Everything else I have like the CRM, the time and billing, Smartsheet, tax software is all online.
Yeah, T-Sheets is online for us. Dropbox, QuickBooks, all our CRM is online. You know, we use Google for documents. I mean, I still use Word, I guess, if I have to.
Yeah.
Everything else is PDF, and it all, you know, so it's all pretty much cloud-based, and it's just so much easier for us to do that.
Well, yeah, like during tax season, I could have like 3 different computers. I could just get on 3 different computers, you know, and work on the same file without having to have the software installed on 3 different computers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I still wait for features from QuickBooks Online versus, you know, T-Sheets. I'm still waiting for something. I mean, eventually, I suppose they'll all get, you know. I mean, a lot of people ask for job costing on QuickBooks.
Right.
So I anticipate it's only time. You know, one would think, why don't they have it to begin with? I think that they wanted to start QuickBooks Online and see how it goes and see what they, you know.
Well, like what Gina was saying, that it's more like rather than have an all-in-one type of accounting package, it's going to get, you know, outsourced to different companies. Like, I think I'd be very surprised if QBO develops their own job costing per se, but what I would expect is they would partner with somebody that would, you know, sync in
An application, a third-party application.
That would be, I would think that would be a lot smarter on their part because they don't have to.
Yeah, but they already do it now to begin with desktop versions. So how hard is it really to integrate it with an online version? I mean, it's
completely different. The coding is completely different. I'm not sure. Yeah, what their problem is that
to remind you, I mean, I just sit at the computer all day. I don't do any of that stuff. So
I would assume if it had been easy, they would have done it 5 or 6 years ago.
Absolutely, absolutely. The other thing about Xero that I'm not sure that you might not be able to get over, Rhonda, is Xero does not have registers the way you're used to seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you live in registers like I do. I
don't specifically, but you know, my other side may. You know, I mean, I pretty much receive the money and invoice the jobs. I mean, I got a pretty good job right there. Actually, I do pay the bills, I should say. So.
I mean, you do get the reports. You do get, but for me, the visual on the registers makes.
And I'll be honest with you, I actually finally found. Bruce has a girl that was able to assist me in getting a report, a custom report that was based off of my customer job costing, more or less, that I could do. I finally found one, or she was able to do it, and it's working out great.
Good.
So, you know, that's helpful. It doesn't solve all my problems, but again, some of my problems are so limited that I might as well just stick with the online version. For me to go back to desktop, that'd be a whole new learning curve, I would think. Not that I can't do it. I'm just.
Well, to some extent, with the online stuff, you're limiting your risk. I mean, desktop, if your hard drive crashes, you're kind of really screwed, you know. But if
I mean, and it's the same thing with online. You know, they could be down. QuickBooks has been down too, so that problem is still there, regardless, one way or another.
Yeah, there's also a problem, but you know, I'd rather have kind of share the misery with other people than.
Right. Exactly.
You're not be all, you know, by myself in a sinking boat.
Right.
I honestly don't think that Xero is the great solution for you at this point, Rhonda.
Yeah. I'll have to check into it. I'm not discounting it.
Pardon?
I'm not discounting it. I mean, I'll definitely look into it.
No. That doesn't mean that in the future it might not. I mean, it might have what you need, or it is possible that you can do Xero with an application.
Do you know if Bruce uses it?
That's what I was going to ask you. And who's a person to ask to about the question about how well it works with construction, bookkeeping, Xero? Ask Seth. Seth should know.
Okay.
Seth, he did tutorials and everything and has a course on it. Not on that particular type of bookkeeping, but Xero. And he would know too. I'll ask around too. I'm starting to get connected with some Xero people. I'll ask, and if I find anything, I'll send you an email or something, Sarah.
Well, can I say something?
Rhonda, the other thing I wanted to say to you is you might want to revisit the bill quick.
Okay.
Oh.
That has, it's like Bruce put it, project management, but it could work very well for the construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
And the job costing. So you may want to talk to him and go back and look at exactly what the price would be. I mean, there would be big setup. I imagine that you can't just convert from QuickBooks Online.
Even if they say you can, it doesn't work right.
You know what? I've been there a couple times.
I've learned the hard way.
Yeah, and especially if you have items, your items, some of the service items, or like say if you won't have to worry about this, but I had a client that had some like inventory items and they just didn't come out right on the QB desktop side. It just
doesn't work right the other way either, going from desktop to QBO for the service items.
I think you're almost better just to start from scratch in QBO and just use the, desktop.
That's what I recommend. Just take the balance sheet from the, and I always like starting 1/1. So I would take the trial balance from 12/31, enter it as a big journal entry, and then import the lists, your customers and your vendors. You get a chance to clean up your list also in that situation, which is something that most people in desktop need.
Yeah, if you need comparative reports, you just dump them both in Excel, the financials. I mean,
For the 1 year after that, you get your comparative.
Yeah, right. I mean, to me, it's like with all the exceptions to the conversion, that it's almost easier just to start fresh, and then if you need comparative balances, just export it to Excel and do it that way.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I tell my clients, pardon me?
I want to tell y'all about a software that I've used for those of you that do construction. It's not cheap, but it does work and it does do what you need it to do, and it's called Foundation Software.
Foundation Software?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it's a SaaS product. Well, actually, that's the product I was using. They have I'm not sure how many different versions they have, but I was using the SaaS product. So.
It's called Foundation Software?
Now, it's pretty cool.
And it's cloud-based?
Yeah.
Whose voice is that Susan?
Yep.
Okay, because I couldn't tell that it was you speaking, and I'm going like, Rhonda's picture was up, and I'm going like, that doesn't sound like Rhonda.
Hey, Gina, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Do you mind if I extend the invitation to your group?
Yes, you can. You can if you would like. That's fine. You're talking about what we had talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll let you explain it. You've got the floor.
Okay. I have been participating in a program for several months, and part of my participation comes with a ticket to an event. And I have finally decided, I've been back and forth whether I was going or not, and I finally decided that I was going. And the event, I can take a guest. And the cost of the event for my guests is free. So there will be no cost for that. It's in Orlando, Florida, and it is the last few days of May. And if anyone is interested, it's called Be the Change. Be the Change Event 2015, I believe, is the way it comes up on the website, and you can check out some details there. But if any, I mean, I don't want my ticket to go to waste. If somebody wants to go, I am staying. We're buddying up. Because if we don't know anybody going, we're buddying up in rooms. I'm staying with somebody I don't know, and it goes from 8 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. And it's supposedly really beneficial for all types of businesses, and I mean, that's why I'm going, because I have a lot to learn.
Susan, if you could put the link in the chat. And if anybody's interested, private message Susan. We don't want to do it online.
Put the link in
there. Yes.
So awesome.
Let you in. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. That was me. I didn't know it was going to have some music in the back.
And it doesn't stop.
I'll look at it later.
Linda, you're muted.
Yeah, she's probably checking it out.
Just for those who missed the train, there it goes.
Oh, we missed the train, Misha. Okay.
Well, can I ask, is there anybody in here that does use or has used Flint for your online credit card processing, payment processing?
Flint?
Online and or mobile?
You repeat the name.
Flint.
Flint, like F-L-I-N-T?
Correct.
I have not.
No, I haven't either.
I try not to get in credit cards. I have people that want to spend $200,000 on a credit card with me. Yeah, I want to pay that fee.
I know, right?
I'm still using IPM. I cannot find anything better than 50 cents per check. Nowhere, no how, no way. And as long as I can continue that, I am going to continue that. Other than that,
but isn't there a percentage on it?
No percentage, no nothing.
On the credit card.
We only use checks. It's not
checks. This is just for the ACH.
Checks.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
What are you using, Gina? So basically, you have clients that can send you checks via.
Well, what they send me is the routing number and account number. You get a link on your invoice.
Yeah.
They click on the link and they enter that information. Now, they can also set up a free account where that information stays, and the next time I send them an invoice, they can just say pay, and it's done.
So it only costs you 50 cents a check?
Yeah.
There's no fee per month?
No monthly fee, no other.
About a $200,000 check, though. Is it
Huh?
They hold the funds for a few days.
Those checks, Yvette.
No, I want those clients too. Seth had one he was billing half a million for.
Bank, but I don't know whether that one would clear.
Well, yeah, because Rhonda was saying that she gets sometimes $200,000.
I mean, I have jobs that are $200,000, $400,000. I mean, I have some that are $20,000.
Rhonda, I use it for my customers, and they're,
What's it
minimum
called
deposits are 20+ thousand sometimes, and it holds it for 5 days if it's over a certain amount, but it works fine.
Yeah.
IPN, Intuit Payment Network.
Oh.
And it integrates with QuickBooks Online, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's going to integrate with online. They're taking it away from the desktop.
Yeah, I know. That's
use that for the desktop. I can't believe I don't know what it'll do because I use that. That's my sole thing there.
That's my thing. But the credit card part is expensive. It's 3.25% on that one.
Sure.
You
That's
can
a lot of
set it up
money.
to only accept checks if you would like.
Exactly. That's what I do. I'm situational depending on the person. You can turn it on or off.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now for my credit cards, I just use Bill.com.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like the merchant services. I've had issues with that.
Yeah.
But I am still using the IPM, or IPN, and I will use it as long as I can. Like
Yeah.
I said, you know, for 50 cents, I have not found anything, anyhow, anywhere, anyway, cheaper than that.
I've had people say they can't do it as cheap as that, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm happy.
Exactly.
Do y'all allow payments directly to your checking account?
Yeah, it goes right in.
Yeah. Take
I mean that's really them though. But I mean, like from their bank to your bank.
Yeah, it's an ACH, EFT, whatever you want to call it. Goes right in.
And for like credit cards, it takes 2 days. If it's check, it takes 3 days usually.
And if it's above a certain amount, it takes a little bit longer. So like Rhonda's situation, which I run into, is sometimes 7 days.
But you do have to set up, you know, you have to go through a credit approval process.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, if you've got a brand new business, it's a lot harder to establish that. But if you have an established business and that's the amount of money you're doing, I don't see you having a problem.
I've literally had clients ask me to take credit cards.
I know, but you know, like you said, Rhonda, your clients, they pay like Sarah, you know, $200,000, and when the fee for the credit cards on that is, oh my
Yeah, I don't do
I
it.
have to laugh at them because how could you even ask me? I mean, everybody knows that you have to pay fees on them.
Absolutely.
So there's a company that just did a whole thing where they're doing rewards. I just read this. They're paying everything with credit cards so they can give the rewards to their employees, like trips and stuff.
Right.
And it mind boggles me to think like you're putting all of it on credit cards, your entire business. It's probably
I will say this, Sarah. As of a month ago, I was completely against putting everything on a credit card. First of all, I've had credit card debt years ago, and it's taken me this long. I am officially credit card debt, like, free.
Congratulations, Rhonda.
So, but the sad thing is that it's taken this long. It's taken like 15 years to get me here. And I'm really sad about it, that I had to go through it, and my son keeps talking about, I'm like, no credit card for you, you know.
Yeah.
But
I understand what you're going, but if you think about it a little bit different.
I do, you know what, my husband stopped me.
If you can pay your credit card off every month, and
You know what I do? Just got a new credit card.
Well, I started doing this with gas. Use my credit card just to put gas in my vehicle and pay it off at the end of the month.
Right.
You can look at that as a free 30-day loan.
I did something even better than that.
What'd you do?
So we got my husband really, he's like, okay, well, we have no more debt, blah blah blah, but our Chase Bank has this offer, and you know it's really good, and I'm like, no, and I fought it, and I finally just had to give in. I was just over it. So I got this business credit card, and I said, you know what? The only way I'm having a credit card is if I pay it off weekly.
Yep.
Oh.
I pay it off. I literally pay it every Friday because you know what? I can sleep over the weekend. And it is the best thing. I mean, I'm racking up those points, you know, but I know that it is paid.
That's the way to do it, Rhonda. That's what I have done in the past with when I do use my credit cards.
And my husband's like, "Are you serious? You're gonna pay it every week? Like, isn't that stupid?" And I'm like, you know what?
Right.
I'm so afraid of that credit card that I mean, that it's like the IRS, you know, they could come knock on my door if I'm like, no, you know, that's my life there. So every single week.
That's smart.
That I have clients that do that, and it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, because it doesn't cost me anything to pay it every week. You pay it online, and it sucks it out of your account.
Right.
And
Absolutely. Sounds like a vacation coming then, with all your points and.
That's kind of funny you say that because I've already booked one.
Nice. Nice.
Because I do put everything on the credit card now. I got away with the ATM card. I just lost my ring. Where did it go? But yeah, I've put everything on there, and you know I do place obviously large orders for stuff. Amazon, I mean everything.
Right, right. That is the problem with a credit card is that you can go overboard. But if you're the type of person that can control what you're spending, credit cards can really help you. And like I said, it's like a 30-day free loan. When I think of it that way, it makes me feel a lot better about it.
Yeah.
It's like this love-hate relationship that I have with it.
I have a question though. Okay, if you get these rewards and you spend them, how do you account for them then? Do you because you're getting them because you charged all this stuff. Now, the way I do it on my Costco American Express card, when I get that rebate in February, I put it in as a deposit to an Amex clearing account, which is a dummy account, a dummy bank account, and then I spend it out of there. And I deposit it in as gas, money I didn't spend on gas, because it's a refund on my card that I use for gas.
It's a reduction of your gas expense. I've heard it go both ways. I've heard it go as a reduction. You can reduce your gas. But I've heard other people say, now I know, where's Dennis? He's the accountant here. I know we tried to get Bruce back.
Well, I know, like for our Costco, we don't get, because we don't have it on American Express. I have their what is it? Their Prime? No, not Prime.
Their executive business.
Yeah. We don't get it back on the credit card. It comes back in the amount of a check that goes right back to Costco. And I have heard that you can cash that check. I don't know if anybody knows that, but
I didn't know that.
My niece told me that she goes and cashes it. She does not go back to Costco. I thought that was the weirdest thing. I'd never heard it before.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, but it is. She says it's possible. On the reward. I'm sorry.
See, I thought rewards were other income.
Yeah, that's the other place.
That's where I.
Dennis would know the tax consequences.
Where are you, Dennis? We need you.
Yeah, we need some tax advice.
He's here.
It would seem like it'd be a wash. I mean, if you're going to reduce your expenses, you're increasing your net income. If you're increasing your gross income, you're increasing your net income. So
one way or the other, it's still going to net out to the same.
It's like a wash to me in terms of your net income.
Which part? I missed that.
It seems like a wash to me because either you're going to increase your income, which is going to increase your net income, or you're going to decrease your expenses, which is going to increase your net income.
Yeah.
So the bottom line net profit's going to stay the same.
Where it might impact you is on, if like on B&O taxes, if you're running gross income, that could impact your B&O tax. Like State of Washington has B&O taxes, it's on your gross. So I would say you'd probably want to run it through your expenses so you stay out of your gross. You know.
Reduce your expenses instead of having like a miscellaneous other income.
The other thing that I'm doing with the Chase, our business, I have a Chase personal credit card too, and they let me combine them, rewards.
Oh.
So I combine the rewards, and then I use, because it's a personal trip. Pretty much, I don't use it for business at that point. Then I use my personal account to pay for any additional balance if there is one or whatever the situation is. So I'm not.
So you don't count that as business income then? You would account for it under your personal.
Correct. Because all they're doing is on the points. They're just combining them. They're not actually sending me money.
Now, I hear what you're saying. It'd be interesting to see if you got audited what the IRS would say, but if you don't get audited, it's
Let's not hope that.
No, we do not hope that at all.
I don't know if that would be on the IRS.
Because it's the income I'm getting. I mean, they're not actually giving
They're not actually getting anything physical for it. What they're doing is reducing the other prices.
Right, because then I have to pay for it on my card, my credit card, where the points are at. So I'm using the card.
You're not really providing a service or a product on this, so I'd be inclined to keep it out of income.
Yeah, I mean.
So counted as gift income. And gift income is non-taxable.
Somebody always needs their hand in it, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where's Sarah? The other Sarah, not you.
Probably.
Oh no.
I think we're on our max. I think that's why she's not in here.
Oh, okay. Dwayne, I want to come back to you. Dwayne, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can. You said you use the Intuit Payment Solutions, which is different than the Intuit Payment Network. Does the Intuit Payment Solutions allow you to do the 50 cents per check?
Well, I've been using Intuit Payment Solutions only for credit card transactions.
Okay.
I haven't tried to use it for checks, but I can look into that for you.
I'd be curious because it was my understanding that Intuit had two products. One was the Merchant Services and one was the Intuit Payment Network. And I actually was signed up for both of them at one time.
Well,
And
I did also, and it gets a little confusing as to which one I'm subscribing
right,
to.
absolutely, because the names are so similar. But
Right, and when
the
I
Intuit,
did it, they have two different numbers for both sections, if you will, of the Intuit Payment Network as well as the Merchant Service, okay?
Right.
And so I had one for, I think they both were applying to my QBO, and as well as the desktop. But I use it mainly through my QBO because my business accounting system is up on QBO, okay? And so what I did is to try to offer the client the opportunity to pay either through credit card or through check. But most of the clients want to give me a paper check, and some of the clients want to pay through credit card. And that's been my experience.
so you haven't really had anybody that wanted to do that electronic check.
Yeah, no. I haven't had anyone that wanted to do electronic check. I did have one client that wanted to do a transfer, a bank transfer, but that was something different, and we had to work that through the banker.
Right.
Yeah, and I just am looking at my papers. I am with Intuit Payment Solutions, but I always thought it was Intuit Payment Network. Because I've been on it for probably about, I don't know, 8 years.
Right. Well, it's my understanding that Intuit Payment Solution was supposed to combine both
But
the
Gina,
IPN and the Merchant Services.
Gina, Intuit Payment Solutions or the Merchant Service is a little expensive, I think, anyway.
Mhm.
What do you agree?
I
Yeah.
agree,
Yeah,
but it
I
integrates with your QuickBooks, and for some of my clients, that means, I mean, that's worth gold.
Yeah.
I think it's 2.5% upon the amount that's going to be transacted per transaction. And that's kind of high, don't you think?
Mhm.
It's better than I anticipated, I suppose.
Yeah, I think in general, though, they're all around that.
Oh, really?
It's hard to compare apples to apples because you get different charges from different places. Do they have a invoicing fee where you have a monthly fee every, a fee every month? It's like $14.95 or $19.95.
Right.
Do they have a per transaction fee? Some places have 25 cents per transaction flat,
Right.
So,
Right.
and then you have also on the discount, qualified rates, mid-qualified rates,
Oh yeah.
all of that. So you have different.
The thing I can't stand is that it's so hard to really, track it, Like
It
I
is.
all these charges.
Yeah.
That's
I
why that's
agree.
why you
I
pay
end up calling them sometimes. I get so mad because it's like, wait a minute, you're taking out for one charge 3 different fees, to me.
That's right.
That's why I use PayPal.
Do you know, Gina, have you experienced this? I had a customer did not sign in for the IPN, wanted to pay, let's say it was $5,000, but they were limited to only paying $1,500, and this was on the ACH section of it. And then I called into it, or IPN, and they said, oh, they have to sign up as an account. Then they can do the full amount that you've requested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody turn down.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. I said, well, after all this
There's a
time I've
limit
been
to
doing
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's new to me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah Laidlaw.
Hi, Kara.
Do you think Misha wants to come back? Should I hop out?
Stay with us. Misha was with us the first half. We only have another 10 minutes.
Computer crashed.
We'll take 10 minutes.
He sent us a little message. So he's
Oh.
not coming back today.
See, I couldn't figure out how to send messages to you guys.
that's
I
the
don't know
problem.
either, but she's doing it through the Hangout app.
Yeah.
Huh.
On my phone.
Oh, I could have gotten my iPad, but I'm on my.
Right.
I was.
Install it on the computer too if you want to.
Well, I did it on G Plus or whatever this Google thing is, and then I did it on the what's the other one? The YouTube thing.
And still didn't come through. Wow.
And then I clicked this little thing, and it went yay! And I'm like, so I wonder if your video is gonna have. It had like a thumb up, and I clicked it, and this little yellow dude goes. Hey.
Oh, that's great. When you're watching, you have that thumbs up and thumbs down. And I actually see it. I see some green dots where you must have been clapping, Sarah.
That's funny.
Before we go,
I like to talk, so it was really.
Sarah, what does that sign say on your door?
No monkey zone.
Oh.
You have to read the 1 Minute Manager Meets the Monkey. It's a real quick read, but it is awesome. About how to delegate without people putting their chores onto you and how to.
Reverse delegation.
right, absolutely. You need
Everybody started giving me monkeys, so.
Like monkey on
Seth sent you one?
Yeah, I haven't gone anywhere. I want to go somewhere real savannah. Tomorrow's the perfect day, and get some pictures of the peace monkey or crazy monkey, whatever. Was something like take it touristing.
That'd be fun.
Well, maybe Sarah would like to go to Orlando with Susan.
When? I think I can catch up on my sleep by then.
Sarah, are you going to go to any of the conventions this year?
Yeah, I'm going to Sleater.
Good.
You're going to Sleater this year?
Mm-hmm. We're trying to decide whether to do a vacation before or after.
Or you might want to get to Yellowstone before it blows up.
Yeah, I know. I was late. I was loading Enterprise 15, and I have a client I have to get ready for an audit, and I did not want Release 6 because it's just full of custom fields, and I thought, well, it's already late in the day, and they don't work on the weekends, so I could actually edit things and send it back, as long as they have it back by Monday morning. But the darn thing is 6.
Oh.
But it says that other people can open it with another version. That was the question I kept trying to get answered.
Right.
I have my own workstation at their office that I dial into. So,
I always say
They
no.
are 6? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dennis.
I always say no when they ask if someone's opening a later version you won't upgrade. I always say no.
right. Well, I just downloaded it right off the website, and it came in as 6.
No.
Mm.
Oh, you can, Sarah, you can call them on the phone and ask them to send you a download without it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got to do it before they close tonight.
Yeah. I can get enough reports, and
okay.
Not gonna worry about it. I don't, So,
I have a question for Linda before we leave.
Yes.
At one time, you gave me a website that it was contact phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me do this. GetHuman.com.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. GetHuman.com.
Get human? I'd love to feel human.
What does that feel like?
Well, what it means is if there's some company that you want to call and you don't want to do the press 1, press 2, press 3,
Yeah.
press 4, you go to gethuman.com, and this man set up this whole database.
Oh, you're kidding? Like direct lines?
You can't get a human. He tells you can't get a human.
We want to know if QuickBooks Online has numbers there.
Be worthwhile. I'll go on the other computer and look.
I got another monitor.
It's so hard to find a support number if you're a client.
Ah.
I just had a client ask me that, and I went online. I'm like, oh my gosh, because you know, as pro advisors, we have our own number, and we're not allowed to give that out.
No.
It has Intuit Small Business Payroll phone number and Intuit phone number.
Well, then I imagine once you get on the Intuit phone number.
86.
Okay, let me go QuickBooks Online. I did. They've got QBO, QuickBooks.
Okay.
Well, what a cute site.
Okay, it doesn't find QuickBooks Online, but it says QuickBooks customer phone number, shortest wait, best support.
Really?
And, let's see what. No, it's 800-488-7330. And people say, I've only had to wait 3 minutes to reach a representative. I'm so tired of calling into it only to be disconnected. Had a problem with sales tax and got routed to 3 different departments.
Try the IRS.
Oh, God.
So you do get phone numbers there. You could try them. See if they. It's a great tip for any place, whether it's Time Warner Cable, Comcast, whoever you want to reach.
How about the IRS?
Yeah, the IRS.
Oh, that's an idea. You try that one. IRS.
They're not human.
Classified information.
Pardon?
Hey, I learned a trick. If you call someplace and it says, you know, press 1 for English and whatever, go the other way. Because they usually don't have as much to do and they speak English.
So you press 2 or 3 or 4?
Yeah, just pretend you're Hispanic or something and then say, hi.
Okay, that's a good idea.
That's a good one. That's a good
That's
one.
smart.
And usually, oh, did I press the wrong number? I'm sorry.
Oh, did I go the wrong way? I'm so sorry.
Sorry, I can't read the numbers.
Sometimes I will call a sales number rather than a customer service number.
Yeah, because they answer.
Yeah, they answer.
No, sometimes I'll
Answer
transfer
much
you in.
faster,
Yeah,
but then the
right.
question is, can they get you to the support people or not?
Right,
They
right.
just put you on hold and
Lose you.
disconnect you. And so,
Let me transfer you. Click.
yeah.
Right to the dial tone.
Yeah.
Well, here, like for the IRS, they give you a number, and then actually they say they call you instead. So you click on this on here, and you put your number in, and the IRS calls you.
So you got to wait around for the IRS to call?
Yeah, and you can't leave. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't leave.
Then there's another one for free in the web.
You know what? They all say this. Amazon lets you can ask for help, and you put in your phone number, and it will say call now, and they will literally call you right back.
Oh my gosh,
Sometimes that happens. Yep.
I've had it. I just used it like 2 days ago. It's actually the best thing.
I love that feature.
Yeah.
Well, before we go, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about today?
Is it an emergency?
It's an emergency?
Is it?
No?
I guess we're good, huh?
We're good for this week?
I hope everybody has an incredible weekend like I hope we're going to have tomorrow. It's still chilly out, but it's like spring is trying.
So what you going to do?
Here in Cal, where I live.
Look,
I can't decide.
There's you got it.
Scottish Festival, there's derby parties, there's arts on the river, there's
NFL draft?
And your temperature isn't 90 degrees.
oh, it's like 75. Yeah, it's perfect.
Well, Rhonda's down by the ocean, but I'm not.
Oh, and the doggy carnival.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, the
Are you going to all of them, Sarah? Are you going to all those events?
That's the thing about Savannah is sometimes you just can't decide what to do.
That's fun. So Savannah must be really fun place.
You just have to plot your travel plan out. A little bit of time here, a little bit of time there, a little bit of time there.
Mm-hmm. My mom's getting around a little better, so I may just haul her little fanny all around.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be awesome.
Get her out of the house.
Where's your dog? Where's your dog? I don't see her in the background.
Oh.
Uh-oh. We have to go look for Penny now.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
gosh, I put the bark collar on her, and she's been out all day.
Uh-oh. Squirrel. She's after a
And it
squirrel.
doesn't even have a battery in it. She thinks it'll buzz her, but it won't.
Does it work? Because I bought
It works. I used it when she was a puppy, and it doesn't even shock. It's like this little vibration. And you can hold it up and show her the collar, and she will. She'll stop.
I'm trying to find one for my mom's dog. I told her I was going to buy her one.
But I have new aides coming and going today, and I didn't want to deal with her because she gets a little too friendly.
Right, right.
You'll probably go outside and find a bunch of squirrels next to the doorstep.
No, we're having trouble with 2 huge raccoons that aren't afraid of anything, and they're coming down
Do
the
they
middle of
run
the
on
day.
your roofs at night?
It's not night. They're coming out during the day, and that's not right. So
Oh,
Let's hope they don't have rabies.
yeah.
Don't you have shouldn't say this on the air, like a double barrel shotgun and just.
That's what I was going to say.
no, you can't shoot it. Are you kidding?
I'm just kidding.
Gun.
You can put rocks on the shotgun.
You know, those raccoons are mean.
Well, we pulled in from church the other night, and they're both right in front of the garage door, and they did this, and one ran one way, and the other was like, and we're like, can we get in the garage? Come on.
Beep the horn.
Yeah, raccoons are pretty fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had friends, and packs of them would run back and forth on the roof at night. It sounded like elephants, they said.
Yeah, and we've already had a couple rabid ones, so that's usually the first sign is that.
Yeah.
Around in the daytime.
Oh, guys, my yard guys left the gate open.
Okay, go get Penny. We're going to end here anyway.
Next
So,
week.
everybody have a great weekend.
You
Sarah,
Yeah.
I'm sure Penny's fine.
I'm sure Penny's.
That's why I haven't seen her. Okay.
Bye, everyone. Have a great
Bye.
weekend. See you next week.
Have a great weekend, everyone.